Hi y'all, welcome back to Cooking 101, You Too Can Cook. I'm Chef Don, and I'm telling you what, I am just floored by the support that we've had so far, and the enthusiasm around this. You know, I really want to try to help as many people as I can, and I appreciate your support. We've had over 800 views already, and that just blows me away. You know, I told you in the last video, I'm a dad, you know, I'm a husband and a papa, but I'm also a minister. I'm a chaplain, and that's my calling and my vocation. So if I say God bless you, that's what I mean. All right, today we are going to go over the essentials that you need to set up for a good kitchen, okay? And we're going to go over utensils. So, first of all, of course, we're going to need our fork, knife, and spoon, okay? So I have several sets of those on hand. We have a whole bunch in our drawer. And then, pizza cutter. Everybody needs a pizza cutter, okay?
Hey, yo, the pizza
This
here.
is a Pampered Chef pizza cutter. It has this nice sheath on it there. Slides right over that. Protects little hands from getting hurt, okay? And then we have a meat thermometer, okay? This saves lives. Literally. Because the thing about it is, when you're cooking meat, sometimes you can't tell by what it looks like on the outside about how done it is in the middle. So when you're cooking a hamburger,
And then, but I have to look
Hi,
at
Robin.
the camera. I can't see anything.
Hamburger.
stick that right in the middle, and it'll tell you what the temperature is. Most meat has to be cooked to 165 degrees. All right. Now, we all have to use can opener, okay? So this is an electric can opener here, and a lot of times I will use that, but sometimes the cans are too heavy or they're too tall, so then we have this more old-fashioned can opener. This one's neat. It's got this feature here where you can do this to the can. All right, and then it opens an air hole, and then you have the spout. Okay, so then you just pour it out. But if you need to open a can, then you take it like this, you put it on the side of the can, and you just twist this around, okay? And hear that little click? That means that it's done. It's going all the way around. And you can even use this to pull up the top of the can so that you don't use your fingers, because that can cut you. All right, set this aside here. Okay. This is not to hit people with, though some people might try. This is a rolling pin. We can use this to roll out our dough. If we're going to make pizza, or if we're going to make cookies, we'll use this. And also, if you're going to crumble up some crackers for something, you can put them in a bag and hit it with this. It works very well for that. Okay. Now, what is this? This looks like a medieval torture device, but it isn't. It is a mashed potato masher. Okay, so you have your mashed potatoes in here. You just use this, mashes them all up real nice for you. You can also use it if you're going to make banana bread or pumpkin bread to mash up all your ingredients. Okay, good thing to have. Ice cream scoop. We love ice cream.
I get some ice cream?
Only a spoonful.
All right, I know I do. Maybe need two of these. But this one's neat because you can put it in the water, it'll heat up, and that'll help you scoop the ice cream. But always good to have one of those on hand. All right. We all need spoons, okay? When you're cooking, you're going to need all kinds of spoons because not only can you cook with these, but then you can serve with them later on. So some of them will just be regular, you know, regular spoons like this. You know, if you're mixing up a batter, something that's going to be a little bit more firm, this helps because it's firm as well. So it'll give you a little bit more traction. And some of them are going to be slotted. Like if you're getting out some green beans, you want all that water to fall out so the green beans are staying in there, and you serve them that way. Okay, and then we have the spoonula and the spatula. Okay, so this is a Pampered Chef product as well. Pampered Chef is a wonderful organization. They sell quality products. So, you know, if you want to get some of these and you're not willing to spend, all right, now we have the spoonula and the spatula. Okay, both are very useful. This is a Pampered Chef product as well. Pampered Chef is a wonderful company, and they sell quality cooking products. So if you're interested in that, I've got some friends that can help you with that. The spatula, it's really good. You can get in there and scrape out all your stuff. Spatula is even better, I think, because it is curved. It can go right along the curve of the dish, plus then you can also serve with it. It is a spoon as well. All right. Whisk. Okay, everybody needs a good whisk. Just put it right in there, stir it all around. Now sometimes, depending on what you're stirring, it can get caught in here. So then you just bang it on the side of there and it will send the ingredients back down into the bowl. All right. Potato peeler, okay? Everybody needs a potato peeler. You know, that just slides right along the skin there, the surface. You just have to turn the potato, okay? And this has a neat feature. It's got this little scoop here. So let's say you have a black spot in there. You just take your spoon, area there, and get rid of the bad spot, okay? Now, be careful with these because these are very sharp and they can cut you, okay? All right, knives. Everybody's got to have their favorite knife, okay, one that you're used to using. This one has a good weight to it. It's also papered chef. But it's good to have all kinds of different knives. And we do have a knife set back there, but a lot of times I just like to keep this one close in case I need it, okay? All right. Salad tongs, okay? You're gonna need them if you have a salad. These are great because they're connected, okay? You get in there, you toss the salad, and you can serve it with it as well. Now the neat thing about this is I use it for other things as well. Let's say I have a steak in here or some meat, you know, and I need to turn it. I can grasp it with this and turn it over. So it's good to have on hand. All right, let's see what else we got here. We have a basting brush, okay? Very useful. Let's say you're making some garlic bread. You've got your bread over here, you've got your garlic butter over here. You're gonna dip that in there, just wipe it there on the bread, all right? Makes it very easy. All right, this is a pie server, okay? Notice it has a sheath as well. This is also Pampered Chef. And the reason for that is this serrated edge here is very sharp, okay? You can actually cut the pie with it and then serve it as well. So, but this is good. It protects little hands and even big hands. All right, this is called a ladle, all right? This is a curved spoon. You can see that it has that round part there at the bottom. So you're gonna get in here, you're gonna dip out your soup or your stew. It's gonna keep it right in here and then you can just put it right in the bowl, okay? It's gonna keep from making a big mess. And you just can't do that with a regular spoon because it's all gonna fall out and make a mess. All right. Okay, this is another kind of spatula spoon thing. It's good for when you're frying something. Let's say you're frying up a pierogi and they're getting done, you need to get it out of there. Scoop it up, the oil's gonna come out here, and you'll have your pierogi up here. But be careful, there could still be a little drop or so of oil and you don't want it to burn you, okay? This is one of my favorite utensils. And yes, it got a little too close to the flame, so that was my fault. But let's say you have some hamburger in here. You just use this to help mash it up, grind it up. It does a great job. Now, sometimes some of the meat will get stuck in there. So just get a knife or something and scrape it out and scrape it right back into the pan, okay? This is a meat fork. It looks quite dangerous, but it's actually very good to have. Let's say you had a roast here in your pan and you need to turn it because you're searing it. So you stick it down in there, it'll go right down in the meat, and then you can flip that over, sear the other side, and you won't hurt yourself, okay? Now, you can also use it when you're cutting the meat and serving it. Stick that down in there, it holds the meat in place, and then you can slice it, okay? All right, let's do an old spaghetti server, okay. Now, actually, this is a really good thing, I love it. So when you're cooking your spaghetti, you just use this, dip it down into the pan, and it pulls out the spaghetti up here, and the hot water drains out there. And you can just serve it right onto somebody's plate. Good to have. All right, oh, and I forgot to show you, so let's see here. This can opener has another feature. You can use this side and pop up right there and get your Cokes open. What is this? This is Oh So Peach. I already drank it. All right, let's see here. So we have our measuring cups. So these are dry measuring cups, okay? So you'll put your flour or your sugar or things like that in here, and then you can level it off, and the rest of it just goes back in the bag, things like that. Now, yes, sometimes these get too close to the stove as well. This was my wife's fault, but I love her and I forgave her. All right, now we have our measuring spoons, same concept. You know, you're gonna get your salt out of there, and then you can just take something, even a knife, and just scrape off the extra. And these are neat because they're magnetic, so they stay together and you don't lose them, okay? Now, we do lots of measuring when we're cooking. So this is a liquid measuring cup, okay? I like the glass ones better. There are plastic ones, but these are sturdy. You can use these in the microwave. And the reason that they're clear is that you can run the water and then you hold it up eye level and you can see we've got 3/4 of a cup, okay? Very good to have one of those. And they make them different sizes, small and large. Okay, let's move on over here. All right, so I told you at the last show about the cheese keeper. Well, this is an onion keeper. Wonderful to have, okay? Who hates cutting up onions? I do, it makes me cry. But we use them so often in so many dishes, we gotta learn to kind of deal with it. So, let's cut a slice of onion here. And this is a chopper, okay? I call it the chopperator. And just make sure that what you're chopping can fit in this space here. And then you just get your frustrations out and it cuts it up for you, okay? Now, the more you push, the more it cuts it up, the more it dices it up, okay? Now this comes apart when you're all done. It goes into the dishwasher. These are blades, so be careful because it will cut you. Now, sometimes you might get something stuck up in here. So see, there's some onions in there. You can just scrape those out. You want to make sure you get them out, or spray them out, because you don't want that in there next time you want to use it, okay? All right, let's see what else we have here. All right, we have our oven mitts and our hot pads, okay? These are essential. When you're reaching into a 450-degree oven, you want to make sure you have protection on your hands, okay? So this is actually an oven-safe pan. This is Pampered Chef as well. And so when you hold on there, it's going to protect your hand. This actually has grips on it so that it'll help, okay? So then, look at this. This is what else we have here. We've got a trivet, okay? That's what these are called. And you can just lay that down. Now you've pulled your pan out. It's piping hot. You just set it right there on that, and it protects your counter, your table, whatever you set it on. Very important. And I like this one because not only is it pretty, but it's rubber. It's easy to clean. All right. And you know, sometimes I use two. You know, if the pan's big or I have a long pan, then this helps keep me from getting burnt on either hand. All right, let's see here, what else? Okay, so this is a spoon rest. My wife bought these, they're beautiful. I set one on each side of the stove, and when I'm done cooking and stuff, or I'm done stirring, I'll set it right on there like that. And the neat thing about that is it keeps the mess contained there, all right, and it protects your countertop, okay? Now, the other thing that I wanted to show you was this. So, all these wonderful utensils, we want to keep them close. So we have a utensil jar that we keep right next to the stove. That way I can just reach over and grab what I need. All right, friends, well guess what? That's what I think is essential. All right, I have lots of other tools and gadgets and fun things, and we'll cover those later. But this is what I feel is essential to have a magnificent setup for your kitchen and create success for you. And that's what I want for you, okay? Well, thank you for joining me. And remember, you too can cook.